The Analyzer viewer is located in the bottom center of VisualText. This is where you can create and organize your analyzers. You can see in version 2 that we now have folders. If you click on this little gear here in the Analyzer title bar, you're going to see that you can load example analyzers, and this is what you'll get. And so we're going to take a look at this. Now, if you see, we can open up all the tutorials now are all located under a folder conveniently. And there's even a subfolder because tutorial 13 has 2 analyzers itself. So let's say we want to create an analyzer. Well, we can click on a folder and create a new analyzer under that folder, or at the top level, just click on any analyzer at the top level. And let's create an analyzer called David. And we'll just create a basic one, and then it's going to create David. You can see over here it tells you that it's copied the files over to create David, which gives you a text and a analyzer sequence with just a tokenizer and the very bare minimum of the KB that you need to run. Now let's say we want to create a folder. We're going to call it hold, and there's hold. Now we want to move David into the folder of David in files. So what do? You click on hold. You see this little arrow over here. Then when you have these folders, you click on that, it moves that under. If you want to click on another one and move it over, you can. We can open that up and see that they are there. You can move them back by just simply clicking on you'll see an arrow going the other way and an other way, and there you have it back. So that's how you can create folders and analyzers. Now let's say you want to add some documentation to your analyzer. If you notice here, you can see that there's this README icon. So if you click on that, you're going to get some information about the full English parser. Here's one for the tutorials, which will give you all the tutorials and what they are, and links to the videos on our YouTube channel for those tutorials. And let's say on David, we want to now create our own README file. So we're going to do that. We're going to create one. We're just going to leave it like that here. And again, it's there. And we can now refresh this. And if we click on this, we're going to see that, in fact, there it is, David description here. Now, if I want to edit it, I can just go back and edit it and say more here and save that and click on that. And oops, it's already there. So that's how you can add README files. So what's good about this is that when you push them up to a repository, they're in the repository. So if you're in the repository or in the analyzer David, you're going to see below it the README file, and that's very convenient. You have it both here for the user in VSCode and also in the repository, same file. Now, let's say we want to delete the logs, delete all the logs that are associated with all the analyzers. Let's say we want to push all these analyzers to the GitHub, but we don't want any of the log files because there can be a ton of log files. You just want to put up the analyzers themselves. And when you're pushing that stuff and you have all those log files to ignore, that can be a real pain. So we have a special little box up here called delete log files for all analyzers. And if we do that, there are some unclean analyzers here, meaning they have been run and there's log files. You don't have to worry about which ones. It will take care of those for you. So you just say delete all of them. And you can see here, in fact, in tutorial 13, we had a couple of directories still with log files. You see that's gone now, and we are safe to push that up and just have all the minimum information needed for each of the analyzers without all those extra log files. Another thing you may want to do is update the colorizer. Now, why would you want to do that? It's supposed to happen automatically, but sometimes it doesn't. So let's go down here to tutorial 13b, and you're going to see down here some KB files. And of course, these look really beautiful. Now, if this were all blue or something like that, and you didn't have this really great highlighting, you can come over here, click on these 3 dots and say update colorizer, and that will update colorizer and copy that necessarily file to the right place. So that's something else you want to do. And also the last thing you can do here, of course, is to rename or to duplicate. So if I have an analyzer I want to duplicate, I can just click on that analyzer, click on this duplicate analyzer, and you can give it another name, and then it will duplicate.